The next two parts of the fruit of the Spirit are easily confused. Kindness and goodness seem very closely connected, and they are. But Paul uses two different words for a reason. So we should try from the start to understand the subtle difference between them. It's fair to say not everyone agrees on the answer, but for the purposes of this short series, let's go with the author Jerry Bridges. Kindness, he says, is a sincere desire for the happiness of others. In contrast, goodness is the activity calculated to advance that happiness. To put it slightly differently, kindness is a private fruit. It's internal. It's how we feel about others and includes emotions such as tenderness, compassion, sweetness. Goodness is a public fruit, the practical expression of kindness, and they belong together because you cannot have one without the other. And it's significant, I'm sure, that both come right after forbearance, because it will be a supernatural thing if we are able to feel positively and act positively towards those who are negative towards us. That's hardly a natural position to take. Let's think a little more about kindness. In many ways, it's a hidden fruit of the Spirit. No one else can see our motives and thoughts. They might be able to second guess our hearts, but they will never truly know. And it's possible to do good things for wrong motives. We need to be honest and say that's not godly behaviour. So when we do good to make ourselves look better, or when we're generous because we're hoping for something in return, people may look at us and think, oh, how godly we're being. But the truth is, those are not Spirit-filled actions. And in the long run, we won't be able to sustain such behaviour unless our hearts are transformed by the Spirit and we are filled with the fruit of kindness. Like all the other fruit, this one too is a characteristic of our God. Paul uses the word in Romans to describe the motivation behind God's gracious work of salvation. You find it in chapter 2, several times in chapter 11. His kindness is expressed in lots of different ways in the scriptures. We could include compassion under this heading, also tenderness and sweetness towards us. This is the heart the Spirit remakes in us. It should be unsurprising those who are made in God's image and filled with the Spirit of Jesus are transformed in this way. It's an inside-out work. And we let ourselves off the hook if we think that doing good is the same as being kind. Instead, we need to be honest. And we need to evaluate our motives and understand our hearts. Now, you will know as well as I that doing so is both complex and painful, but we must remember what Jesus taught. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. Luke 6:45. When we cry out to God, fill me with your Spirit and make me kind, we're therefore asking for the very kind of deep, transformative, sanctifying work that every leader's heart needs. Join me in praying that prayer.